Hi, my name is Lee Markham. I sing tenor with the Heralds of Harmony, a barbershop chorus located in Tampa, Florida. And since we're all under quarantine right now, I thought now would be a great time to chat with some of my fellow heralds, find out how they got involved with barbershop, and why it's great to be a herald. Enjoy.
Donell
Join.
Torres, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on?
How's it going, bud?
It's going good. How are you?
Good, good. Happy to see your face, even if it's virtually.
The feeling's mutual.
Yeah, man. So Donell is one of our baritones, the Heralds of Harmony. And how did you get started with barbershop? Because you're a pretty knowledgeable guy when it comes to this genre. So
Well, I appreciate it. So I started with same thing like Steven. I started under the tutelage of Debbie Cleveland. Started out. She showed us some barbershop things, and I kind of latched onto it pretty quickly, and you know that's how that started.
and how long ago was that?
Oof, it was probably. I think it really started to set in the end of my freshman year, going into my sophomore year. That's when it
Okay.
really started to kick off.
All right. And like I said, you sing baritone. Was that always right away? You knew you were baritone, or?
No, I started out as a bass.
Oh,
I
okay.
it's kind of the thing where like I can't sing high, so I must be a bass. So that's where I started.
Yeah. So when was the transition to baritone then?
Uh, it was probably around my senior year of high school where I really was like, you know what, I'm not really that developed as a bass. And I started learning how to sing a little bit higher. And I was like, my voice, even my speaking voice, naturally lies like, not in a bass range. So
Right. I started out as a bass myself. I think just because it was the easiest part to hear and not
mhm.
really knowing anything about barbershop, it just seemed like a pretty a quicker transition to learning it because you could hear that part right away. But I knew I wasn't the natural bass sound that is
Yeah.
needed. Um,
Yep.
Now, Donnell and I actually shared a pretty cool moment on this past Valentine's Day. It's not what you're thinking. It was singing Valentine's. We got hired. This gentleman hired us to go to his house actually in Tampa, and it was me and you and Stephen Goldman. I forgot to mention this to him the other day,
Mhm.
and Asher Carlson, and we're all dressed in our three-piece tuxes, and Stephen had the roses ready and everything, and we show up, and the guy lets us in, and his wife was like coming in from the living room or something, and we said, "Hi, are you so and so?" And she's freaking out, and we sang
What do you
a
guys
couple
want? What do you guys
barbershop
want?
songs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was, why are these four nicely dressed men in my house? But it was really cool because she started out very shocked and not knowing what was going on, and you could see by the second song that she was really just kind of enjoying it. She started tearing up, and of course, looking at her husband, back to us, and it was
Mhm.
really cool.
It was a
Was that your
great
first time
experience.
doing singing Valentine's?
No, I actually did it the year before,
Okay.
but I sang bass actually. So yeah, yeah.
Why not? And you, like I said, you're a baritone, and there's kind of for those that might be watching that don't know as much about the barbershop world, baritones are kind of the butt of the joke a lot of times when it comes to quartets. What do you think about baritones that make them underappreciated and appreciated at the same time?
Oh, it's their geekiness. Most baritones are just the geeky ones, the easiest to pick on. They're the IT guys, the people with the degrees, usually. So it's that the fact that
Yeah.
they like being the weird part is in it of itself a joke. So
Yeah, baritones are affectionately known as the garbage part because they get the leftover notes that need to be written. And I was a baritone for a couple years with Westminster, and man,
mm,
I tell people to this day it's the hardest, at least for me. I think it's the hardest style to learn, and you almost have to make the baritone. You have to think of it as the melody of the song. For me, at least,
mhm.
is you have to make that your melody, and anything else is just harmonizing with you.
Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard. So
Yeah. And now you're also one of our tag masters in the chorus,
that's true.
always ready to sing a tag and teach a tag. For those that might be watching that don't know what a tag is and why barbershoppers, salivate to sing tag after tag. Can you explain a little about the tag world?
Okay, so basically, right? I mean, the main reason why we do what we do is partly, the environment and the friendships that we create, but also it's the satisfaction of ringing a chord. And there's no quicker way to ring a chord than just teaching a tag. You don't have to learn, you don't have to know all these songs already. You just teach a quick little tag, and you can just enjoy that sensation. So, a tag is basically the ending of a barbershop song, or usually the climactic ending of a barbershop song. And you can do middles, or you can do intros, but most likely it's going to be the end of the song. And you just grab three other people, you teach them their part, and you just sing it. And it's a way that we socialize and we make friends that way. And I've dived really deep into that world. I don't know if you can tell, I have 2 name badges from when I taught tags at I think it was Jacksonville and then Salt Lake City. And so I also teach tags at the Harmony camp over here in Sunshine. So it's my thing.
You should just wear those name badges all the time. You'd be like a 4-star general, just having all your
exactly just
accolades.
Down.
Yeah. That's what I was telling Steven the other day. When you go to these, especially the international convention, when there's so many people, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
At the middle of the night, you see all kinds of quartets forming and teaching each other tags and everything, which is it's a really cool thing to see.
Yeah.
And like I was speaking to Steven about the other day, he's one of our younger members in the chorus, as well as you. And I was wondering, I'd asked him this, but what is it about Barbershop in the last 10, 15 years or so that has really pulled the younger people in?
I mean, that's a good question. Personally, it was just, young people are usually trying to find out their identity. They're trying to figure out who they are, and they're kind of going through that transition into adulthood. And I think Barbershop is a good way it's a good community to kind of figure yourself out. You know what I mean? Because you create friendships with people of all different, walks of life. I'm friends with you. I'm friends with, our 70-year-olds in the chorus. I'm friends with the younger people in the chorus. You get a sense of community, which is important for any person, especially the developing mind. You know what I mean? Someone who's still in that transition of becoming an adult, having that solid foundation is crucial.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's some place that it's cool. Obviously, like you said, it crosses the generation gaps, but it's just cool to go somewhere, even if it's once a week, to a place that you feel like you belong, whether you're you play soccer or tennis or you sing something else, whatever. It's just cool to find others that are like you and meet up together.
Exactly.
And now how long have you been with Heralds?
I think I'm going to be coming up on 3 years next year, I think. So 2 years pretty much.
And so what is it about being a Herald that keeps you coming back week after week?
Oh, like I said, it's that community, but also it helps having Tony in front, having him he's really the life of the chorus, and he just brings out something special in every single member. And he is the main proponent of this Herald culture that is just being friendly and open and caring for everybody. Right from the start, when he asks people, hey, has anyone have any good news? Anyone have anything they want to share with us? Like, that's something, it's so small, but it's so special. And it's an integral part of our chorus and our culture.
Yeah, it really is cool. It shows not only that he cares, but it helps us get to know our fellow barbershoppers, because a lot of times we just show up and we just go right into the music. Mm-hmm. But it's important to take that time to see what's going on in our lives. So
exactly, it's more than just the music; it's the people too.
Of course. Well, that's it for me, man. I really appreciate you taking the time today. I hope you're doing well and staying safe.
You too. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Hopefully
Can't wait to sing with you again.
Yeah, soon. It's gonna happen.
Be prepared for the tags. They're gonna happen.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm always ready for a tag. You and I are on that mindset. We'll stay out till 3 a.m. All right, one more tag. One more. Yeah. Soon enough, buddy. Good talking to you, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too.